If you've been following everything going on with this team lately, you already know things are getting real interesting. There's a lot happening behind the scenes, especially when it comes to that quarterback situation, and it feels like we're heading into one of those turning point moments for the franchise. You've got competition heating up, big decisions coming, and, honestly, it could go in a few different directions depending on how things play out. That's what makes it exciting, but also a little nerve-wracking if you're really invested in where this team is headed. So before we dive deeper, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button if you're riding with the team no matter what, and drop a comment down below with "Here we go" if you're ready to see how this all unfolds. Mike McCarthy is making it very clear behind the scenes that the quarterback situation in Pittsburgh is far from settled. And what we're hearing right now adds an entirely new layer to what's already one of the most intriguing position battles heading into the 2026 season. Despite the organization investing a third-round pick in Drew Aller, McCarthy is not backing down from his belief in second-year quarterback Will Howard. In fact, in a recent radio appearance, he doubled down in a way that caught a lot of people off guard, stating confidently that Howard will be a starter in this league one day. That's not a casual endorsement. That's a statement that carries weight, especially when it comes from a head coach who is actively shaping the future of this offense. And here's where things start to get really interesting. If McCarthy truly believes that Howard has that kind of ceiling, then why spend a top 100 pick on Drew Aller? That's the question fans are asking, and internally, the answer seems to revolve around one key philosophy: competition. The Steelers are not handing anything to anyone. What McCarthy is building is a quarterback room where both players are pushed to their limits, where development is accelerated not just through coaching, but through direct rivalry. According to what we've gathered, the coaching staff genuinely sees starting potential in both players, but they also understand the reality of draft investment. Aller, as a third-round pick, will naturally be given more opportunities if things are close. That's just how the league works. For Howard, the path is much narrower, but still very real. He doesn't just need to be good. He needs to clearly outplay Aller. And there's a belief in the building that, at least right now, he might actually be more ready for NFL action. His experience, his composure, and his ability to operate within structure give him a slight edge in terms of immediate readiness. On the other side, Aller is viewed as the higher ceiling prospect, the one with the wow factor, the arm talent that can make throws very few quarterbacks in the league can replicate. But with that comes the need for refinement, especially when it comes to footwork and timing within a pro-style system. This creates a fascinating timeline. In the short term, Howard might have the advantage, especially if circumstances open the door early in the season. And one of those circumstances involves Aaron Rodgers. There is a growing sense that if Rodgers were to step away or not return, Howard could be the one best positioned to take that Week 1 role. Not because he's the long-term answer, but because he's the most prepared right now. Aller, meanwhile, is seen as a player who would benefit tremendously from time. Time to sit, learn, and adjust to the speed and complexity of the NFL game. But looking ahead, the balance could shift dramatically. Give Aller a full year in the system, a full off-season to clean up his mechanics, and the opportunity to absorb knowledge from a veteran like Rodgers, and suddenly the conversation could look completely different going into 2027. The organization seems to understand this dual-track development, where one quarterback might lead in the present while the other is being groomed for the future. Adding even more fuel to this debate is the voice of a franchise legend. Ben Roethlisberger has made it known that he leans toward Howard in this battle. From his perspective, Howard simply stands out more on tape, showing qualities that immediately translate. However, that opinion hasn't gone unchallenged. There are those inside and around the team who believe that Aller's flashes, the off-platform throws, the deep ball accuracy, the raw arm strength, are being overlooked. And while Roethlisberger admitted he hasn't extensively studied Aller, his endorsement of Howard still resonates with a portion of the fan base. What makes this entire situation even more compelling is how it intersects with the presence of Rodgers. Despite being in the later stage of his career, Rodgers is still producing at a high level, and there's a strong argument being made that he remains one of the best value quarterbacks in the league relative to his contract. His performance last season, highlighted by efficiency, red zone success, and leadership, has not gone unnoticed. And more importantly, his role may go beyond just wins and losses. He represents a bridge, a mentor, a living blueprint for how to succeed in this offense. For Aller, that mentorship could be invaluable. Learning directly from Rodgers, understanding how to read defenses, how to manage a game, how to prepare week in and week out, that's the kind of development you simply can't replicate in practice reps alone. And for the Steelers, this creates a scenario where even if they're not immediate Super Bowl contenders, they are building something sustainable. They are investing in the future without completely sacrificing the present. At the same time, there's risk involved. If the team mismanages this balance, if they rush Aller too soon or fail to give Howard a fair shot, they could find themselves back at square one, searching for answers at the most important position in football. But if they get it right, if the competition brings out the best in both players and Rodgers provides the guidance expected, this could be the foundation of the next era of Steelers football. And that's where the conversation turns to you, the fans. With McCarthy standing firmly behind Will Howard, the organization investing in Drew Aller, and the potential return of Aaron Rodgers looming over everything, who do you believe should ultimately take control of this team's future at quarterback? And this is where the entire situation takes on even more urgency, because what the Pittsburgh Steelers are building right now is not just a quarterback competition. It's a long-term strategy that could define the next decade of the franchise. The presence of Aaron Rodgers is at the center of it all, and internally, there's a growing belief that bringing him back is not just about trying to squeeze out one more playoff run, it's about maximizing the development of Drew Aller while still giving Will Howard a legitimate opportunity to prove himself. Because, let's be honest about the reality here, throwing Aller into the fire too early could do more harm than good. This is a quarterback who, by all evaluations, needs refinement. His mechanics, especially his footwork, are still a work in progress, and expecting him to clean all of that up while also adjusting to NFL speed is a massive ask. That's why the idea of Rodgers acting as a mentor isn't just beneficial, it might be essential. You're talking about one of the most experienced and intelligent quarterbacks in the history of the game, guiding a young prospect through the most difficult transition of his career. That's not something you pass up lightly. And then there's the financial side of this equation, which has quietly become one of the most talked about aspects inside league circles. Rodgers' contract situation has been described as one of the best values in football. When you compare his production to what other quarterbacks are making, it becomes clear why some analysts are calling him significantly underpaid. He delivered strong numbers last season, including efficiency in the red zone and a solid touchdown-to-interception ratio, all while playing in an offense that, at times, lacked high-end playmakers. And yet, his cap hit was dramatically lower than many quarterbacks producing at a similar or even lower level. That value changes the entire equation for Pittsburgh. It means you can remain competitive while still investing in the future. It means you don't have to rush your young quarterbacks. It means you can afford to let this competition between Howard and Aller develop naturally, without forcing a decision before either player is truly ready. But there's also a warning embedded in all of this. If the Steelers choose not to bring Rodgers back, or if they mishandle the development timeline, the consequences could be significant. Imagine a scenario where both Howard and Aller are pushed into action before they're ready, struggling behind an offense that's trying to find its identity. Suddenly, a roster that has the potential to compete becomes wasted on instability at quarterback. And even worse, you could find yourself heading into the next draft still searching for answers, essentially resetting the entire process. On the flip side, if this plan works the way it's being envisioned internally, the payoff could be massive. Howard pushes Aller. Aller develops behind Rodgers. The coaching staff evaluates both in real time, in practice, in preseason, and eventually in meaningful games. And by the time you reach the 2027 season, you don't just have a quarterback. You have clarity. You have a player who has earned the job, who has been developed properly, and who is ready to lead. And that brings us back to the divide among voices connected to the franchise. Ben Roethlisberger sees something in Howard that stands out immediately, a readiness, a presence that translates right away. Others see Aller as the future, the player with the higher ceiling, the one who just needs time to unlock his full potential. And then there's McCarthy, who seems to be walking the line between both worlds, supporting Howard while also investing heavily in Aller. It's a delicate balance, and it's one that will be scrutinized every step of the way by fans, analysts, and the media. Every practice rep, every preseason drive, every comment from the coaching staff will be dissected. Because this isn't just about who starts Week 1. It's about who becomes the face of the franchise moving forward. What makes this even more compelling is that, for the first time in a while, the Steelers are embracing uncertainty at the quarterback position. They're not locking themselves into one path. They're creating options. And in today's NFL, where quarterback play can define everything, having multiple viable paths forward might be the smartest approach of all. So now it all comes down to execution. Can Howard rise above the odds and outplay a higher-drafted competitor? Can Aller take the time he's given and turn raw talent into consistent production? And can Rodgers, if he returns, provide the kind of mentorship that accelerates this entire process? That's the story unfolding right now in Pittsburgh, and it's only just beginning. If you've made it this far, make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and don't forget to click the video that's on your screen right now, because all the latest Steelers updates, the real inside stories, you're only going to find them right here. Go Steelers!